Hello students and welcome to the lecture. So students, as we know that we are covering the National Commission to review the working of the Constitution, right? That is the topic on which we are discussing right now. And basically within this particular topic of the National Commission to review the working of the Constitution, these all are the subtopics that we have planned for the discussion. Like starting with the introduction part, thereafter terms of reference of the Commission, 50 years of working of the Constitution, areas of concern and the Commission perception, recommendations of the Commission, and the earlier efforts to review the Constitution. Okay, if we talk about the topics that we have covered so far, so basically we have seen the introduction part, terms of reference of the Commission, 50 years of working of the Constitution. Okay, the topic on which we are discussing right now, this is the area of concern, the Commission's perception, and the topic that we are left with is the recommendations of the Commission and the earlier efforts to review the Constitution. Okay, so this is the picture that we have created so far altogether. Basically, in this lecture, we will start from where we had left in the previous one. Like in the previous lecture, these were the areas which we were discussing, starting with this. Okay, and we have covered till here. I hope that these things you have revised in the well enough manner before you have come for this lecture. As many times I have told you, that is for your own benefit. If you are doing this on the regular basis, the thing will be in your favor. If you are not doing this, the things will be not so much in your favor. Okay. Now let's move forward. So the Commission pointed out the increasing instability of the elected governments is attributable to the opportunistic politics and unprincipled defections. Okay, like basically if we look the tenure of 950 to 2000. So basically for the first several years, the Indian National Congress had secured the seat. Okay, then what happened? The Janata Party came to the power. Then Janata Party fall down. Then again the National Congress came into the power. Then National Congress fell down and Janata Party came to the power. So what is you are seeing here is that basically there was a political instability. Okay, it means that the government which is in the elected form and elected by the people of India, that government just because of various reasons like the majority issue, okay, like the other certain reasons like the invalid election process, all these things, these governments were some kind of unstable. Okay, and the falling down of governments basically provided the way for opportunistic politics. It means that the politics which is not based on the welfare of the people, but basically based on the political gain. And thereafter, the unprincipled defections. It means that basically the instability provides the loopholes for some kind of elements to get entered in the, you can say the governmental form. And because of this, they polluted the governance structure. The economic and the administrative cost of the political instability are unaffordable high, and their impact on the polity is not clearly comprehensive and realized. Okay, so we can say this fall down of the government and the way for the opportunity politics and the unprincipled defections, basically these impacted the, it means the economy of the country, the economic aspects have been suffered, and also the administration and the governance structure suffered. Okay, and the cost that the country and the people of it bear for this political stability is unaffordably high. It means that that cost was that much of high which could not be bear by the people of India and the governance of India. And this cost not only unaffordable high, but still not completely comprehensive. Comprehended means understandable and also the realized. It means that The political instability, whatsoever the things that had caused, these things not understood by the you can say the people who are responsible towards the constitution, and not the impact of these have been realized completely. So just four prime ministers ruled the country for 40 years out of the 54 years of the independence, and one political party alone was in a power for the 45 years. However, 1989 onwards, the country saw the five general elections to the Lok Sabha. Cost of this political stability are simply colossal. So what we are seeing here is that when we got independence, okay, in the starting years of 45, or you can say in the starting 45 years, basically the one party was in the power, and that party was INC, the Indian National Congress. Okay, and the four prime ministers of that party has ruled for 40 years out of the 54 years of the independence. So we can see that this time we have the political stability. Okay, but then what happened? Year of 1989 came into the picture, and that year was the year when the political instability came out. Like what happened after the 1989, in the short span of few years, we have seen the five general elections. What does it implicates? It implicates that whatsoever the government, whatsoever the political parties forming the government, that political party was not that much of sufficient to hold the power for certain years. And due to which, what was actually happening? The government were collapsing again and again. Okay, and that was the political instability. Okay, when the government was collapsing, no comprehensive economic policy was made out. Even the administrative policies and the rulings were not that much of good. Okay, that's why we say that this is the simply colossal. Thereafter, the state of the Indian economy is disturbing. Okay, and we know that basically that could be understood by the 1991. Okay, so what happened in the year of 1991? This is the question for you. This is also the very important question in the context of India. Okay, now you are going to tell me which policy came out in the year of 1991. To answer this, you will have the time period of 30 seconds, then I will give you the answer. Okay, so your time starts now. 10 seconds have been passed, last 20s are remaining. Just think fastly and think accurately. Okay, the last 10 seconds. The time is going to be up. Alright, the time's up. The correct answer of this is the New Economic Policy, NEP. So in the year of 1991, the India has passed the New Economic Policy. Okay. The next question that I'm going to ask you is also with the same thing. Like the New Economic Policy is also known by some another name. What is the name of that? Okay. So to answer this, again, you will have the tenure of 30 seconds and your time starts now. Just think about it. This is a very, very simple question I would like to say. Okay. The 10 seconds have been passed. Last 20s are remaining. Okay, the last 10 seconds are there. Okay, the time's up. The correct answer of this is LPG policy. The New Economic Policy, also nicknamed as the LPG. Why? Because of the three main principles. These are L for liberalization, P for privatization, G for globalization. Okay, but this policy was came in the wake of the disturbing nature of the Indian economy that the India was having. Okay, like what happened? When we got the independence, okay, until after this, for many years, basically we had a policy that we were not that much of liberal in terms of granting the approvals and the licenses. Okay. And because of this, what was happening? That many companies and many organizations were suffering. Okay. Even basically the majority of the sectors were in the hand of the government. And the performance of these sectors were not as much we desired, but even worse we hadn't expected. Thereafter, the global relations of India was very limited. Okay. So what happened in this policy? We had opened the economy. It means that we had invited the foreign players to come and invest in India under the term of globalization. Even the government did invest in the majority of sectors which it had acquired after independence, so that the private players could also be participated, and the process of licensing and the approval was simplified so that the industries could grow. Okay. So the state of the Indian economy is disturbing. Economy is gradually sinking into the debt trap. Like as we have seen, when we talk about the economic parameters, basically we had seen the fiscal policy of the government was experiencing the tremendous defeat. How? In 1949, only the 2 crores was the deficit. In 1999, 1998 to 1999, the deficit was 88,000 crores. Thereafter, in 1999 to 2000, the deficit reached up to 1 lakh crores. So now you can see that basically the government expenditure was increasing, but the government revenue was very much limited. And because of this, what was happening? The government was borrowing more and more so that the government could finance the resources. And due to this, the country is going to the economic trap because the Indian economic condition was not that much of desirable, so that the Indian government could be, you can say, fueled by the economic health. Okay. So we can say the economic, the fiscal, and the monetary policy. Economic, fiscal, and monetary policy. These three policies were coupled with the administrative inefficiency. It means that the policy the administration had acquired in respect of these three policies were not that much of, you can say, efficient. The process was even corrupted. Okay. And the expenditure that was planned for the economic, fiscal, and monetary policy, that was majority of the wasteful nature. And this increasingly pushing the society into the extra legal system that are often regarded as an illegal system. The crime syndicates, mob rule, and the hoodlum outfits. It means that the country is totally running wild because the people not getting opportunity for their, you can say, living standard maintenance. They are not getting opportunity for earning. So that's why they are losing their faith in the legal ways, and they are moving towards inappropriate ways, immoral ways, and the illegal ways. Okay. The black money, parallel economy, and even the parallel governments are the overarching economic and the social realities. So here we have seen the black money. Many times you have seen that the black money, black money. So if I ask you, what do you understand by the black money? What kind of money is the black money? Is this a money which is black in color? Is anything printed on the money that is a black? How you can say that this particular money is the black money? To answer this question, you will have 30 seconds and your time starts now. You are required to tell me how you can consider any money as in black money. 10 seconds have been passed. Last 20s are remaining. Just think about it. Think correctly and think accurately. Okay, last 10 seconds. The time is going to be up. The time's up. So now let us understand the concept of the black money. Okay. So in India, there is a taxation system. Okay. And the taxes are of two types, indirect taxes and the direct taxes. The difference is the direct taxes are implicable and collected from the same person, while the indirect taxes are implicable on another person and collected by another person. Okay. For example, let us take the example of direct taxes. Suppose you are the one who are earning the money. When you are earning the money, it means that you are utilizing the national resources. And these national resources, for their usage, the government will charge you an tax that is known as your income tax. Okay. So this is the direct tax. It means the tax was implicated on you and you are the one who are giving the tax. Okay. Now let us come to the indirect taxes. Suppose, however, you have seen anything in the market in the packet form. So you must have seen the price is written as the MRP. Okay. MRP stands for the maximum retail price. MRP 100, MRP 2000, MRP 300. Below the MRP in the column form, you have seen inclusive of all taxes. Right? What is the meaning of this? So, suppose you go to the market, you find a bottle of Coca-Cola, and then you see the price was rupees 40. MRP was 40, and below the MRP, there was an in bracketed form in which it was written down inclusive of all taxes. Right? So basically, what is implicated when the Coca-Cola was produced in the factory? The price was rupees 10, 12. Okay. Then the commission was added by the company owner because he is producing, he will earn some profit on it. And then there are various kind of taxes, sales tax, okay, transportation tax, and other kind of things. This money was to be paid by the manufacturer because he is the one who is selling the bottle to the market and earning the money. So the liability of paying the taxes is implicated on the manufacturer. Okay. But when the prices were added, when the taxes were added, the price became rupees 40. And who is paying this money? You are the one who is buying the bottle. So when you are going to buy the Coca-Cola bottle, you are paying rupees 40 for it. It means all the taxes that were included in the base price of the Coca-Cola is actually paid by you. So you are the one who is paying that money. Got it? So basically that is the thing. It means the liability was on the producer, but the tax is collecting from you. Okay, that is the thing. So black money is the money that has been earned by using the national resources, not natural, national resources, but the tax that was implicated on that money was not paid. It means, suppose if you earned rupees 1 lakh and the 10,000 was a tax. So if you paid rupees 10,000 to the government, you will receive 90,000. Okay. But if you avoid the payment of the tax and you keep rupees 1 lakh with yourself, then it means that the 10,000 that was a tax on this wasn't paid to the government, and that money is known as the black money. Got it? So basically what was happening, the administrative inefficiency and the political stability was the main cause behind lacking of any particular thing that could prevent this tax evasion. Okay. And because the tax was not paid to the government, so the government revenue was on the total decline and the fiscal deficit of the country was rising up. Even parallel economy, it means that by using the extra legal system and the criminal syndicates, the people are running the parallel economy that was ungoverned and not as per the ideas and the ideals of the constitution that we have. Okay. And even in some areas, there are the parallel governments. It means the people were losing the faith in the elected government they had appointed because of the inefficiency and the instability of the government, and they were moving towards the parallel government form because those were serving them better than the elected government. But that was against the constitution. Legitimate governments will, in due course, find it increasingly difficult to confront them. It means that the legitimate government that has been elected by the people and put to the government structure, that government form was not that much effective and continuously finding difficulties in fighting with these areas, the black money, the parallel economy, and the parallel government. In course of time, these illegal criminal outfits will dictate terms to the legitimate governments. It means that the influence of this illegal criminal outfit grown that much that even the legitimate governments were not able to counter them. And legitimate governments were starting suffering. And when the government starting suffering, the ideas of the constitution was not implemented fully, and ultimate loss was for the people of India. Okay? Rural population, depopulation, we can say, urbanization, and the urban congestion and the social unrest. So these things are interconnected with each other. How? Basically, depopulation, we can say that the rural areas were not in the attention of the government. Okay? Because of this, what happened? That the people who were living in the rural since the ancestors' time, these were not getting the adequate means so that they could feed their families and earn their livelihoods. So because of this, with intention or without intention, they were forced to leave their houses and they were moving to the urban areas, okay, where their living standards were that much of, you can say, downward that you can't even imagine. Thereafter, the urbanization. What is the meaning of this? When the people were leaving the villages in a large number, they were moving to the urban areas. So because of this, the urban areas were expanding, but the rural areas were shrinking. Thereafter, the urban congestion. What is the meaning of this? The expand of the urban areas was lower in comparison with the inflow of the population within the urban areas. It means that if the urban area was expanding itself in the terms of accommodation of 100 families or the 100 people, for example, accommodation of 100 people were adding in the urban areas in every 1 month. Then the inflow of the population was even the 10,000. So now you can say, what is the rate for accommodate the people? 10 times of this rate, the population is growing. So because of this, what was happening? The people were forced to live in the slum areas, in the congested areas that having many social and health issues. Social unrest. The urban areas were not that much of capable to handle the rapid growing population. So because of this, the urban areas were also presenting with the limited opportunities to the people. Okay. And the people who were migrated to the urban areas, when they were not getting the opportunities they dreamed of for what they left their homes, then what would happen? They were losing the faith in the legitimate ways and they started engaging themselves in the various extra legal and the criminal activities. Because of this, the social unrest was expanded. And these problems were required the immediate attention of the government and the solutions from the government. Thereafter, increasing unemployment will prove a serious threat to the orderly government. It means the population was growing at much faster rate in comparison with the employment opportunities. So we can say, if the employment opportunities were for 100 people, the population was growing towards 1,000 people, 10 times more than. So because of this, when the people not getting the faith in the government that they could gotten employment and they could earn a living for themselves and their family. They got engaged in the illegal activities. Because of this, the people who were employed, okay, these were also suffering. Okay, it means that overall the employed and the unemployed section, both of these sections were having the problems with the government, and that was not a good sign. Thereafter, the future of society as a whole was increasingly on the knowledge based and the knowledge driven. Okay, it means that if we want the society to be civilized and controllable and also the effective for the national growth, then we must ensure that the knowledge based and the knowledge driven growth of the society. For this, we require the immediate check on the quality of education, and the higher research needs the urgent repair. The country is engaged in the unilateral and unthinking educational disarmament. So because of this, the educational sphere was also suffering. System of administration of justice in the country is another area of concern. Like we have seen, the administration of justice was one of the main organ of the governance as per the constitution. Okay, because judiciary is the guardian of the constitution and the people faith more in judiciary than any other area. Okay, but the judiciary was also proving as an incapable to handle the people and to provide the satisfactory services to the people. So because of this, the people were also losing their faith in the justice administration. So that was also then another area of concern. Okay. So students, basically in this lecture, we have finished till here. In the next lecture, we will continue from here. Till then, you are required to revise the facts and figures that all we have discussed in this lecture. Keep yourself ready for the next lecture. With this note, let's end this lecture, and what we say thank you.